When it rains, it pours for Sir Lewis Hamilton. Not only did he have a very poor qualifying today at the Dutch Grand Prix, it's been compounded by a penalty to his grid position for the start of tomorrow's race. He's been given a 3-place grid penalty for impeding Sergio Perez during Q1, the first qualifying session on Saturday today at the Zandvoort circuit. And if you've seen, because they did show a replay of the incident, Sergio Perez did complain on the radio. I think he said something along the lines of, what is this guy doing? And not as polite. Turns a few swear words thrown in there. And you know, in fairness, you know, even as someone who, you know, sticks up for Hamilton as much as I do, as the sort of guy that is praising Hamilton as much as I usually do, this is an absolute slam dunk penalty. It's absolutely deserved. There's no ifs and buts for me. I'm sure there'll be some people out there that will say, oh, this is unfair. This is the FIA having to go at Hamilton and all this and that. It's not. This is a penalty. He's blocked Sergio Perez during qualifying. It did not affect Perez really. Obviously, Perez getting through to Q3 in the end for him. So yeah, very, very disappointing that he's got this penalty. Unfortunately for Hamilton, he doesn't have a leg to stand on. This is a fair penalty. So what happened initially is that he was dropped from P12 to P15. However, this penalty was confirmed, and this penalty was confirmed before Lewis Hamilton's penalty, before Alex Albon's penalty, my apologies. Alex Albon, I've already done a video on that as well. Alex Albon has been thrown out of qualifying entirely. He qualified initially in P8, so he starts from the back of the grid. If you want to see why he got disqualified, check out my video on that. It's also on the F1 Chronicle.com. It'll come out at the exact same time as this one, pretty much. But yeah, the reasons for that, you know, it's pretty, you know, it basically had like an illegal car. That's pretty much why. But you can see why, the full explanations in the other video. But yeah, Albon initially lined up in P8, so because Hamilton was behind him. He was behind him anyway, but he's definitely behind him now. Well, he was behind him before Albon's penalty, I should say. And because of that, I believe that means that Hamilton will line up in P14 tomorrow because he was given the penalty before Alexander Albon. So yeah, it's a 3-place grid penalty. You know, he would have lined up in P11 had it not been for this penalty because Albon would have moved on. But yeah, Hamilton lines up in P14. I mean, it was already going to be a difficult day for him. I still think he can score some points, but it's going to be difficult. This track is very hard to overtake around, and as we've seen over the years, at times Hamilton can get stuck in the midfield. He can find it very difficult to get past. That's not a slight against him. I just think that's the way that Mercedes set up their car for the most part, especially back in the day when they used to be leading and winning races very regularly. Hamilton is of course the guy who has won 2 of the last 3 races. You know, he was in incredible form really coming into this. And yeah, like I said, I'm sure some people out there will have a problem with this penalty, but for me, it's an absolute slam dunk. I would show you the clip, but F1 would demonetize this video faster than you can say supercalifragilisticexpialidocious if I try even attempt to do that. So just go on Twitter or something and find the clip. It's on there. I can't find it on any of F1's official channels. But yeah, absolute deserved penalty for Sir Lewis. He lines up in P14 instead of potential P11, what it would have been after Albon's penalty. For much more reaction and everything in between for the Dutch Grand Prix weekend, keep it tuned here to the F1Chronicle.com. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell as well to see much more video content on Formula 1 just like this.